Hello, everybody. Welcome to LettermenRow.com. I am Jeremy Birmingham. This is a commitment edition of Bermanology. We are talking to 2022. I just said two a whole bunch of times. 2022 tight end Benji Gosnell, who we actually spoke with here on the show 3 weeks ago. Benji, at that time, you said that you felt like you needed a little bit more time. You weren't really ready to make a commitment. Let's just, I guess we'll dive in right there. What changed?
Honestly, I usually tell people that just for like context purposes. I don't really I don't like actually like letting everybody know what's going in my mind. I know that might not be the right thing to do or anything like that, but I try to keep everything. I'm a big time introvert, so I try to keep everything to myself. And I don't want to say I'm getting ready to commit in a week and, commit
right
3 months later. But I just wanted to, at that time, I hadn't felt like committing at that point because I haven't felt like my whole family and my parents were on board with it. But I had spoke with Bennett, the other tight end commit for my class. And basically, I mean, I just sat down with my family too and realized I said in previous interviews that whenever I know where I should be and where I'm going to go, I'm going to decide right then. And Saturday night, I knew Ohio State was the place for me, so I wasn't going to wait any longer. So today I called Coach Day and Coach Wilson and let them know.
What was it about Saturday night? I mean, obviously the Buckeyes are there playing a football game in Happy Valley, and so it's not like they were on the phone with you or anything like that. So what happened? What was the impetus that said, hey, you know what? That's exactly the offense I want to be in. That's the team I want to be a part of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I already had I was already internally about 90% committed that whole week when I was talking to Bennett. Everything about Ohio State I loved. Bennett's a really good recruiter. He's a great dude, and all the other commits are really funny. So I'll be around a lot of good guys. And that throughout that week, they were just like influenced. Like, yeah, these are the kind of people I want to be around. And then Saturday, when I watched that game, they were offensively dominant. They were out physical Penn State. They were faster. Jeremy Rucker and Luke Farrell just completely dominated it, whether it was inline blocking or route running or getting their other receivers open. And they were all playing a lot. Like if Ruckert wasn't in, Farrell was in. And if Farrell wasn't in, Ruckert was in, or they were really both in. So just seeing that in offense how they developed Ruckert, because Ruckert came in there a lot. I was watching his highlights a lot, and he was a kind of like me, a really pass like a receiver tight end. But just the way he's developed so far with his blocking and how good he is, it really spoke volumes on how they could develop tight ends to be complete tight ends.
I think it's interesting from a outside perspective. A lot of times people see the Ohio State offense and all the yards and all the points and think that it is this wide open spread offense, but they run a lot of 12 personnel, and have two tight ends on the field a lot, which is unusual for an offense that puts up the numbers that they do. As a recruit, when you're told, hey, this is what we're going to do, and then you see it happen, how reassuring is that for you?
I mean, it's a good sight. Definitely. Anyway, honestly, if as long as I'm in, I mean, really, I just like playing, whether it be blocking or catching. And I like 12 personnel, and I like seeing Rucker and Luke Farrell because the way they work together, it's in sync. I kind of zero in on the tight ends when I'm watching Ohio State and other schools. Even if I barely even know the schools, I'll zero in on the tight ends. And just the way Luke and Jeremy work together and celebrate each other, it's a great brotherhood. And I feel like that'll be the way with me and Bennett. So just how they work and how they operate. And when their number is called to catch passes, they come through. And even Jake was catching balls Saturday too. So it's all good to see.
The last time Ohio State signed a pair of tight ends in one class was the class of 2016. That was Luke Farrell and Jake Hausman. Those two were both top 10 players at their position nationally. They were both 4-star prospects. Bennett is a 3-star guy right now, but he's going to end up as a 4-star. There's no doubt about that. Do you guys, I mean, you mentioned it, so I'll just go there. the relationship you guys have now and the friendship that you're building is going to be a major part of your future at Ohio State. How important are the guys in that class, and would you be committed to the Buckeyes right now if it wasn't for the effort of Bennett Christian, CJ Hicks, Deshaun McCullough, et cetera?
Honestly, I'm going to be real. I don't think I would, but I mean, I know how I feel about Ohio State. I know how I feel about the coaches. I know what I like about the offense, but just the reassurance that I got from Bennett and all them other players and commits of who I'd be around, it's a win-win, dude. When you got teammates like that, you got commits like that pushing you and showing you everything about, like, me and Bennett would FaceTime basically every night and he'd go on for 20 minutes about how just everything's great about Ohio State. And I mean, I agreed with him. It's just the way that he would emphasize and push that and want me to come. And it basically speaks volumes on, he wants me to come, be teammates. We're going to compete. We're going to sharpen each other. We're going to improve each other's games, whether we can do it with ourselves, Coach Wilson. And I'm going to be real. I don't think I would be committed right now. I think they would still be my front runner. I just don't think it would have been this soon.
So I know from conversations I've had inside of the program and from talking to you, the last time you were on the show, the Buckeyes have obviously been recruiting you extremely hard since March. What was it like to make that phone call to Ryan Day and Kevin Wilson? Can you just give a little feedback on the reaction from those guys when they got that call?
Okay, so the feeling was I honestly stared at my phone for like 10 minutes. It was like, because I mean, not that I was hesitant to do it. It was just that I was like, okay, what do I say? My emotions were fluttering all through my body. I was really nervous. But then finally, when I said it, I don't know how loud he yelled, but he yelled pretty loud in my end of the phone. I honestly forgot what kind of word he said. It was just basically a loud celebratory noise. But when I heard that's really assuring. When you hear that as a recruit, the head coach gets really excited that you're going to be a part of his team. That's really reassuring. And Coach Wilson was the same way. And Coach Wilson also, he was really pumped, but he also, this is what I really like about Coach Wilson. He's really genuine. We went to about 10 minutes and 15 minutes, and he had me break down every single reason why. And I could break down every why. And so he was pumped to hear that I had done my research. I know why I was doing it. And that made him even more excited. Coach Fleming and Coach Hinton was really excited about it too. So they're all pumped, and I'm pumped too. I'm still, I don't think it's not even sunk in yet for me that I'm committed to. I haven't checked out the new rankings, but as of Saturday, the number 3 team in the nation.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a while, I think, until the Buckeyes are not a part of that top 3 or 4 conversation. For you mentioned earlier that, you had to kind of get your family on board. What was it about the last couple of weeks that finally pushed them over the top? Was it just increased comfort and relationship with the staff, or was it your insistence on that being the place for you? What was it that helped your parents get there?
I think they were just concerned about because my brother Steven committed to NC State when he was an upcoming senior, and they feel like he committed too early, and he ended up decommitting and flipping to Carolina. I think their main concern was me maybe committing too early. They weren't really worried about it. They just wanted to make sure I was making the right decision. So I took plenty of time to think and pray about it. So when we did make that final decision, they were just like, we feel it's the right decision. You feel it's the right decision. There's really no point in waiting. And my whole family, they all agreed to it too. I texted them Saturday. That's why I said, I'm digging the Buckeyes. I think I'm going to commit. What's y'all's opinion? And my brother that plays at Carolina agreed that I should go there because they develop players. So when your brother that plays for Carolina says that, it's reassuring. And my older brother Peter that graduated from Carolina, he also said, yeah, go there. So my whole family was on board with it, and that's reassuring as a 17-year-old kid having your whole family as big as it is. Them all support you. It really makes the decision a lot easier for sure. What
will obviously reinforce the decision for you whenever it happens is your first trip to Columbus, because like it's going to happen, I think, for a lot of kids in your class, a lot of guys are making decisions without actually making campus visits because you're able to do so much virtually and so much relationship building over the phone and FaceTime and Zooms and that kind of stuff. What is the plan, I guess, for you to get to Columbus? I talked to a handful of the guys in the 22 class for an episode of Bermanology earlier this week, and they said that they were trying to get together like a commitment group, hangout session in like January or something. Is that something you and your family are starting to try to plan for, knowing how important it is to get to campus?
Yeah, I definitely want to get it up there as soon as possible. And yeah, the commits and everybody else, they did mention that. And I would be really down. I would love to be able to do that. Usually January would be a fun time to do it. 'Cause hopefully the dead period's over by that time, so we can all come up, get together, be with the coaches together, meet with the coaches. Because I haven't met any of them in person yet, so it would be really nice to meet all the commits. Hopefully, we have some more by then. Meet all the coaches at the same time, and I think you're right. It would just reassure everybody that this is home and this is where we want to be for the next 4 or 5 years of our lives. And if we do get that down pat, I'm definitely excited. I'm going for sure.
Well, Benji, now that you are an official member of the Buckeyes class of 2022, you brought this up, so I have to ask. You're saying hopefully there's more commits by then. Obviously, the class has been starting a lot of internet speculation in the last week. You were a part of it initially as a guy that they thought could end up making this decision. Now that you're in the class, you also said earlier you're an introvert. How do you see your role in helping build this class in the future? Because I talked to you, and you may not know it, but you're not nearly as introverted as some of the guys in your class.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a difference between being an introvert and knowing how to speak fluently. I guess if I met them in person and really got to know them, because over social media, they're hilarious. I'm not to the point where I'm comfortable like responding. I know that sounds weird, but it's me. Like if they'll say something in group chat that's hilarious, I'll go and I'll just individually text Bennett and be like, dude, these people are crazy, but they're funny. So I guess just watch and read what they say, and it's funny. And they have asked me a couple questions about when I first joined the group chat. Some dude was like, "Is that the guy with 40 brothers?" So I responded, "That was really funny." I guess we're yet to see how my recruiting Benji will go. I think Bennett and CJ and Deshaun and all them people are a lot better than me because they're a lot more extrovert. But I'm going to try the best I can. There's some talented people down here in North Carolina that I might try to get up there because, I mean, like I said, there's some talented North Carolinians too. So might try to get them to Ohio State.
There's a couple of them in Virginia too that have spent a couple game weekends at North Carolina recently, and obviously, the quarterback's best friend is a tight end. So I'm sure you and Bennett and the rest of the guys in your class are starting to narrow in on a quarterback as well. So, listen, man, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you got a busy day of celebrating and stuff to get to. So, thank you for taking the opportunity to talk to us. That is Benji Gosnell, Ohio State's latest 2022 commitment. The country's 10th ranked tight end? I don't know. Those numbers are stupid. They don't matter. What matters is that Benji's now the 7th commitment in the Buckeyes class of 2022, and he's talking about it today with Lettermen Row on Bermanology. I'm Jeremy Birmingham. That's Benji Gosnell. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll catch you next time.